What's going on, everyone, and welcome back to my channel. And the movie I want to take a look at right now is Scream, also known as Scream 5. I know it's confusing. I don't like it either, but in the context of the movie and the meta commentary that they are explaining, just calling it Scream makes sense because that's what they're referring to. But either way, I wish they would just called it Scream 5 just for the purposes of reviewing it, just so people aren't assuming I'm reviewing the first one. But it is the fifth one. It's the one that's coming out from Paramount and hitting theaters this Friday, January 14th. So going into this, I was looking forward to it. I liked the trailers. I've liked everything else in the franchise so far. They've all just been good to great installments and a very consistent franchise overall. So I had high hopes for this one. I was just wanting another good one to kind of put on the notch of the Scream belt. And so after all the trailers and all the early press that have been kind of building up for this movie, saying it's one of the best in the series, finally saw it. I would agree. It's another good one. This is no exception. This is another one that I would gladly put up there just with the whole franchise. It's a consistent one, guys, and it could be in the argument for one of the best horror franchises of all time just because of how consistent it is. So, yeah. The plot for the fifth one is 25 years after the original series of murders in Woodsboro, a new Ghostface emerges, and Sidney Prescott must return to uncover the truth. So, what I really like about this one is that, just like with the previous sequels, is that it builds upon the original. We're in 2022 now. Times are changing, and so you have to kind of adapt your meta commentary to fit the time. And the cool thing with Scream is that it's always made fun of itself. It's always poked fun at the genre that it's trying to emulate, while also at the same time being a very clever, just kind of fun and very bloody and violent whodunit. And so this is falling in the same line. It's just more for a modern audience. Really kind of commentary on the reboots and sequels and elevated horror and fan sites and comment sections and how toxic fandom can be. It's unapologetically meta, and it's really in your face. And that's another thing this franchise does very well, in my opinion, is that it balances this high wire act of being too self-aware to where it's almost borderline parody, and then also like still maintaining its originality and doing something fresh and different. So it's always been doing that ever since the first one. And I think, once again, it rides that line. It's a very high wire act, but I think the directors here, let me get their names so I don't mispronounce it. Matt Bettinelli-Olpin and Tyler Gillette. I recognize their names from Ready or Not, that film that came out in 2019. Really fun one as well with Samara Weaving. But here, they understand the source material. They gathered what was so great about the original Scream films while also establishing their own stamp on it, and having these nice sets of tension before each kill, and really setting up the shot, making you feel anxious and making you feel like you're a part of the experience, and having them putting you in the front row seat of that Scream experience is really unique to these guys, and making you feel like you're a part of this mystery and this whodunit. So I really like the way they directed this. It's just a very sleek horror film. It's got some creative cinematography and creative jump scares, and I really appreciated that. And it's unapologetically violent and bloody, probably the most bloody one in the series. And so they're definitely taking their Ready or Not kind of experience and amping it up to an 11. So I kind of like their approach and just their confidence going into this franchise. It's the first one that's not directed by Wes Craven. Big shoes to fill, and so they understand that they need to deliver on all fronts. And I think having that confidence show on screen, I really appreciated it. So everything from the commentary to the general mystery to the tension that's built up within the scenes to the super bloody kills to the new characters to the old characters coming together, meshing well. even pulling out some nice emotional scenes from some of the actors. That's all the directors, all that, and they were able to balance it all really well. So I really appreciate that. The screenplay is also the second one that's not written by Kevin Williamson. He was the one that created the first one, and I think for the most part, it does its best to adapt to a modern audience, and kind of picking apart kind of the reboot sequel kind of fascination that Hollywood has, and elevated horror like the Babadook and Hereditary, and just commentary on that. That was really clever. I didn't really expect that. I didn't know which route they were going to go, just because, in Scream 4, we had it to where it's 2011, people were live streaming everything, so that was kind of like its niche, and so I was curious to know how they were going to do it, but I think the screenplay serves it well. I kind of figured out who the killers were, maybe midway through, but even to the very end, they still had me on a limb thinking of other people, so kudos to the writers on that. The performances, like I said, all very fun. I love the mix of the old cast members and the new cast members. Neve Campbell, Courtney Cox, and David Arquette, they're classics. There's a reason why they keep popping up in this series, is because they're just really good. They serve the story, they serve purpose, they serve emotional weight to the stakes that are being played out. Everything about it, I just love them three, and they always look like they're having a ball every single time when they're on one of these sets. Marley Shelton from the fourth one, she plays Deputy Hicks from the fourth one. She pops up in this one too, so nice continuation of the fourth one. And so the new cast was really bizarre to see, because I've seen most of them on television shows or streaming services, and it was just I don't know. I was just like, oh wow, that person's from this person's from that. So it was really cool to see them all be in the same scene. And so Jenny Ortega, Melissa Barrera, they're kind of the two leads in terms of the new people. Really great stuff. And like I said, people could have phoned this in. People could have easily just given a half-baked performance. Some of his performances were really good. Like I said, Olpen and Gillette really tried to draw out as much emotional absorbage in each scene to make us actually care about the characters. And there's a couple of them that have really great family drama and kind of dynamic that really kind of accentuate the emotions a lot more. And I really enjoyed that. Once again, it's just a nice little cherry on top of the cake, if you will. Dylan Minnette, 13 Reasons Why, Jack Quaid, The Boys, Mason Gooding, which one is he from? Never Have I Ever. Was it that one? I think so. He's on one of the Netflix teenage dramas that my wife and I watch. Mikey Madison, Sonia Amar, Jasmine Savoy Brown, all great. I loved everyone's charisma, their personality. It looked like, and it felt like, they were just having a lot of fun. And they felt like they were honored to be just a part of this franchise. And I could feel that. I could feel that love. So I really appreciate that. So yeah, I don't know what else more to say. It's like I said, it's pretty much the same plot as the first four. There's been some silence in Woodsboro. Ghostface has come back, and they have to kind of figure out who did it. And you will have the whole villain monologue at the end and why they did it, and just absolute insanity sometimes. But yeah, I think in terms of rankings, I would still go. I would go 1, 2, 4, 5, 3. Yeah, and 4 and 5 could be switched, but once again, we're splitting hairs at this point, because I think all of them, including this new one, is just really, really good. I mean, I don't have to think that they're masterpieces or anything. It's just, they're just really good movies. First one's always the best, but in terms of a consistent franchise, even 10 years apart from the last one, they're still able to deliver. And so if you are a fan of the Scream franchise, I think you're going to really enjoy this. So please let me know down below whenever you get a chance to see Scream 5, what you thought about it, whether you loved it, hated it, how would you rank it amongst the franchise. I want to know all that stuff. So yeah, so that will do it for my review, guys, of Scream, aka Scream 5. Please let me know down below, like I said, what you think of the movie and the franchise, and that will do it for this review. I'm Chase Lee, and tune in next time for whatever I review next. I will see you guys later.